Hello, welcome. I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. Today's episode is called Receiving and Giving Oneness in Action and Flow. Yes, so we will be talking about receiving and giving and the idea of what oneness means and the idea of what the illusion of separation means, because that's what most of us agreed to have when we were born here in this lifetime, and that this is the gift that we get to give ourselves, especially in this lifetime, is to wake up and remember again that you are the love and light and the divine essence, a spiritual being having a human experience here. And yes, you get to experience in these two dances, the dance of receiving and the dance of giving. Yes, exactly. And it's meant to be a dance. That's the gift, is that our life is meant to live in the flow and in harmony, love, peace, uh, bliss. Yes, excitement, connection, deep connection, things like that. This is actually the heaven on earth. This is the way that we are meant to be living. And the question comes in is, then ask yourself, are you living that way? Are you really living at the levels of the love, of the joy, of the peace that you really are? And if you're not, it's okay. It's just because it's just where you are right now. A lot of us are going through a massive transformation right now. We are what's called in the ascension process here, which means we are being given every opportunity to wake up, to remember, to birth again, to actually die of the old, let go of the old, and bring in the new. Yeah. And everyone's going to be on their own divine timing for this. There are some people that are not ready for this, absolutely, and they may not even at their whole lifetime. They may still want to stay in the third dimensional experience of that separation, of being an individual separate self from others, and even forgetting that they are the I am presence, that they are divine, that they are the creators of their life, that they get to actually create their lives in the ways that they would love to do. Yes, so the ones that aren't ready for the change, we're not able to help them because it does take courage and willingness and a wake up call to say, if you don't like something, to be able to turn it around and then start moving in a way so that you can create things that you do like or that you do want. Yeah. And if we have people in our lives that are like that, they actually give us a gift. They allow us an opportunity to unconditionally love and accept them as they are, as they're choosing, and letting us see how we are doing. Are we able to whew, let go and allow them to be as they are, as they choose to be? Each one of us gets to our free will choice to be who we want to be, what we want to be, and grow and experience in new ways of who we want to become. Yeah, yeah. So, a great question be to ask yourself, who am I? What am I? Who do I want to become, or what do I want to become? Those are beautiful, great questions. We do definitely recommend to take some time to reflect on that. Offer yourself some time in nature. That is actually beautiful. And time for yourself, and have a journal, and even maybe some coloring things too. Maybe you can even color with what you're expressing or feeling, and the ideas coming into you, and or you can write about them. These are the things that we are meant to do here, because we are in a huge discovery time. And that's what's so amazing is when we do begin to wake up and we can begin to question things, or begin to notice things that, hey, how come this is happening this way, and not liking a lot of things, or some things that are going on that you would like to change. That's all gifts. That's all invitations for you. That means you are on the right direction. Yes, you are. Yeah, absolutely. It is so beautiful. So we welcome you for that. Absolutely. So, for us to grow in our level of consciousness, to remember the oneness that we are all aspects of, and that we are all connected into, of the love, of the unconditional love, of the universe, of the divine source, prime creator, whatever you'd love to call. People call God, divine source. There's many terms, and we want to honor everybody's religious backgrounds, faith backgrounds, or scientific backgrounds. Whatever you come from, all are welcome, especially in this talk and this show. Definitely. And we will be bringing up about Psyche. I am a certified Psyche instructor and a facilitator. I help people on one-on-one sessions, and I teach workshops across the world. So people can learn how to change any limiting beliefs at the subconscious level of the mind, especially like what we'll be talking about today with receiving and giving. If you have done things or had experiences in your life that had you close your heart off, that's a huge one to begin to question and to step into, because that's actually where a lot of issues can happen, where you're not able to receive like all that you want or would love and experience and to have and to become in your life. And you may even have a difficult time even on giving from your heart, giving just as a flow, as a natural like overflow. So the ideal way is that to allow yourself to receive the life force energy flowing through at every moment, with every breath, with every experience you're having. If you're able to vibrate in that level of love and joy and peace, then it's actually magnificent and it's so abundant. You're just like, wow, I'm like so full of so much love and so much joy, so much peace, so much appreciation, so much gratitude. Gratitude's a beautiful one. If you have any inklings of that, or times maybe during your day, or even special times, events with families, it's really bottle that up, right? That's what I'd like to say. Hey, if we could just bottle that up and then have it anytime we want, wouldn't that be amazing? Yes, we actually do. You actually do. And it's actually in your heart. You are the life force vessel of love and light. And love and light is flowing through you. We are receiving it from, you can say the universal light codes, central sun codes, and even Mother Earth central suns, that we actually are a vessel. Our human body is literally a divine temple, a divine vessel. And it's meant to receive all the abundance of the life force love energy and to allow that to flow through every cell of your body, through every aspect of you, to light you up so you can even see it in your eyes when you are just so full of life, so full of love, so full of openness, things like that. This is a beautiful piece. So yes, let's talk about first with receiving, and then we'll move on to giving. The receiving part of us is our feminine aspect of us. Yes, it's our feminine side. So we as humans are both feminine and masculine. And then obviously we have a sex that we're born into. So we have a preference, meaning we chose a way of being. Like for myself, I am a woman, so I chose to be more feminine. And I also have a strong masculine side within me, which is really amazing. In fact, I was so wired growing up to be such a giver and be more masculine. The masculine side is more the giving side within us. That I end up over giving. I ended up wanting to rescue people and save people and to, help. I love helping people, and helping is really beautiful. But when it goes out of balance and you're overdoing it, that's when issues can happen. That's when, right, things can break down. Our health can break down, our finances can break down, our relationships can break down. And then, right, we just aren't feeling good. We're not feeling optimal or in our full potential at all. So a beautiful one we'll definitely be talking about the day today is, how are you able to allow yourself to be in the balance of the receiving and giving? And that's the biggest gift you can give yourself. And what action steps can you take? We'll definitely be talking about that near the end of the show, about what can you do to help yourself and check in with yourself so that you can, if you do get out of balance, to return yourself back into balance and back into harmony. Yes. Psyche is a beautiful tool that can help you with that. Realign yourself in your balance with your left and right hemispheres of your brain, which is your masculine and feminine sides, which is pretty cool. Like your left hemisphere of your brain is your masculine side, the right hemisphere is your feminine side. And when they can be what we call whole brain, meaning that you are doing complete openness and communication between the two, hey, everyone's working together, right? Your masculine and feminine within you is working together. Wow, how nice is that? Especially when you have great communication, great connection, great love, and respect and honor. So these are the pieces that we're meant to grow within ourselves and anchor into our wholeness. And then that will definitely help us with being able to receive easily, abundantly, lovingly, and give easily, abundantly, and lovingly. And then in time, this giving and this receiving will become a flow. So you just really do turn into the oneness of the life force energy of love that is giving and receiving. And and the gift is you'll be vibrating at such a beautiful level. and enjoying life, that wow, yeah, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, we have created such magnificence here, living here on earth, in this beautiful paradise, and returning it back to the as it was originally created, in such beauty and balance, flow and harmony and love. And this is each one of you listening today. You are an important piece for this. That's why you are listening, and that's beautiful. You doing your own self development, your enhancement and growing is very vital and very key. And we'll be talking at the end of the show about how to come to one of my Psyche workshops. That's a beautiful way for you to actually receive the tool of Psyche, so that you can help yourself on a daily basis and then help others with changing any limiting beliefs or any blocks or any false beliefs that you agreed to believe when you from your younger years, that all of us did. And the gift is when we're waking up and recognizing they're just perceptions that we had created, and you can change these perceptions. You can change your attitude, your values, your beliefs, your way of being, to more of a flow, more in the oneness, more of the balance of the masculine and feminine working together, more of the receiving and the giving. Yes, so that it begins to be a beautiful flow. How nice is that? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, with the feminine energy, with the receiving, it's really precious. Both aspects of you, the masculine and feminine sides, are just absolutely amazing, because you are amazing. We're made amazingly. So, the feminine, we'll look at that side first, the receiving side. So, the feminine side, you can describe it as more an openness. It's a slower energy. It's a beingness. It's your beingness, versus the masculine or the uh, giving part, whereas the doing part. So you are the feminine part is with the receiving aspect of you, the beingness, the openness. Yeah, it's where you are intuitively connected. So you get to open up your spiritual connection, your spiritual access to the higher dimensions, to the mind of God, the universal mind, to all knowingness. These are aspects that we're being called to reconnect into. You actually have it in your template, in your DNA. We actually are being called to activate our crystalline DNA, our Merkaba body, to really upgrade ourselves. And this is magnificent times. So with that, it is really vital to give some time for the feminine side within you, that receiving side. Yeah. And then ask yourself, how well are you doing with it? How well do you receive compliments? So if someone gives you a compliment, do you say, oh, thank you? And then you can give them a compliment back, right? Do you welcome it and with an open heart and an open mind and a welcoming? Or do you push it away or shoo it or shut it down, or it? So if someone's gives you a great compliment, like, hey, wow, thank you for doing this for me. You have such a big heart. Maybe they said something like that, right? And if see what you say, see how you reply. Do you say, oh no, it's no big deal, it's no big deal, it's nothing? Where you try and dim your light, or try and not give yourself the accolades, the welcome of that. Then that's a huge recognition, to recognize that. And that is something that you can definitely use with Psyche to help change yourself about that. So then you can just ask yourself, hey, well, how do I want to be instead? How, if I could just play it, but just by the imagination, by your beautiful what if question. What if I could just receive a beautiful compliment from someone, and have that receiving, or help from somebody, let people help you? What would be important to believe so that you could do that? And these are the things that we help you with using Psyche. So you may upgrade at the subconscious level of your mind. Beautiful issues to help you so you can receive more. Today we're talking about receiving and giveness, oneness and action in flow. So we are discovering what it means to or what we can do for ourselves so that we can receive more abundantly, more openly, more from our heart center. Yes, and then allow that flow to really move and begin with you, to receive and to give, so that it ends up becoming a dance of receiving and giving. So as you're receiving, you also are giving your love. That's a huge one, actually, because when if you are blocking the receiving, you're actually blocking the person's ability that is giving their love for you to receive it. So it's a block, and that can affect them, and it can affect the world. It can affect outcomes with cause and effect of things. And it can create like gridlocks or restrictions, things like that, uncomfortable experiences. There you go. One of those too, the funk. Yeah. So how beautiful if you can focus in on or allow yourself, more of an allowing, because the receiving is more of the allowing, the masculine part's the big focus part. So the receiving, if you're able to allow yourself and surrender a bit, to allow your heart to open, to allow your mind to open, so you can be open to hearing new ideas, be open to the diversity of others, the diversity of even yourself that you may not even know, parts of you that would love to show other aspects and parts of you. That's a beautiful receiving too. Is what goes hand in hand with receiving is opening. Yeah. Opening, allowing, surrendering. Ooh, and some that might feel scary for some people, right? And that may be why your heart might have been closed off, or even your mind closed off in that. And this is important for us to ask us some questions for ourselves and to dive in and to discover it. Because once you can discover maybe the reasons why, if you aren't receiving the abundance that you would love, let's say the love relationship that you would love, the receiving, like, let's say, great synchronicity and flows and harmony and things working in your favor, working for you in beautiful ways, growing in wonderful, beautiful ways. If that's not happening for you right now, it's okay. It just means that there's a subconscious belief that's running, that's doing the opposite, that's creating the contrast. And what a beautiful ability when you can go in and check in with your wisdom, check in with what is the world showing you, or what is your life experiencing showing you, and then you get to shift it. You get to move it into the positive. That's the gift. And that in itself is a form of receiving, meaning to begin to start receiving is allow yourself to open some time for yourself, when you can even just edge out 15 minutes a day. Maybe find a time when you first get up in the morning, if you're able to do that, or maybe in the evening or lunchtime. Find a time, or even put it in your calendar. These are very helpful tools, so that you can put yourself first. So with the receiving, sometimes when we block things off and we're not receiving, is we don't feel good enough, or we feel like there's something wrong with us, or that we're not wanted or not loved. Yeah, there's just experiences that we've had in our younger years that will keep repeating itself until you can make these changes at the subconscious level. Because at the highest level, you definitely belong. That's why you're here. So welcome, and we love having you here, and we're grateful. And your uniqueness is actually vital. We all are unique here because we're all meant to, in our own free will choice, choose how we want to be, choose how we would like to receive things and give things and serve and help grow and expand this beautiful world and all of our experiences. So how neat that you can actually begin to change these. So a key one is recognizing if you're not receiving really easily. That's the biggest one, because once you can admit it and be honest and truthful with yourself, you can do something about it, and then begin to start seeing how you can receive more easily, right? So when somebody does give you a compliment, so if I say, wow, thank you for listening today, it brings me such great joy, I really appreciate you greatly, then you can say thank you, and you're very welcome. How about that? And you can do that right now. This will be a good practice to even begin. So yes, all right, woohoo! Because it does take two. Even with having a podcast, I'm sharing what's coming through me to help assist all those that are ready to listen. And then you are doing your part by receiving the words, by receiving the vibration, by receiving the ideas. How beautiful is that? So that in itself, you actually already are opening up to receiving. Yay! Which is really cool. Wonderful. So the other thing would be is that you could look at just aspects of your life or areas in life where it's not so easy to do that. Where are the struggles? Where are the challenges that you do have a hard time with receiving? And that's so huge, because making the change is everything. And that just means having courage and having a willingness. Yeah. I just came back a couple weekends ago from a beautiful women's retreat. It was absolutely amazing in Michigan, in the northern parts of Michigan, with 12 other beautiful ladies, and heavenly. And one of the ladies there was really struggling. We had a lot of time, but we could share how we're feeling, what's going on, and be a great support for each other. So it was a really beautiful example of those that were willing to receive greatly. I know for myself, when I went, I set the intention to openly receive and openly feel everything, and yeah, to receive all the support and love that I can. So the three women that were running the retreat, oh my goodness, they gave greatly and abundantly, and their divine spiritual supports were flowing all through them, and it was just absolutely magnificent. So highly recommend to let yourself go on a retreat, to receive. That's a beautiful way to help yourself open this up. So one of the women there, she on the first night, she was really struggling just with her life, with a lot of personal things going on. So she just shared that it's just so hard. It's just so hard. Her life is so hard, and she's so tired. And so she was crying, and she was sharing how she was feeling. And then what was so beautiful is that she said, I just want to be held. I just want to be loved. And what happened is then the three women that ran the retreat came over right to her, and then all the other ladies did too. So all of us held her. We put our arms around her. We gave our love, and she openly received it. It was so amazing. She literally laid in our arms probably for about like a half an hour. And it actually helped all of us, because even for ourselves giving, because even at that time I was giving and offering my love for her, I was also receiving, because I know that she was open to receiving it. So when anyone gives and someone else openly receives, then you actually receive too. So that's where the flow is. Isn't that amazing? And it was absolutely life changing for her, because the next night, with our next ceremony that we were going through, her transformation was absolutely magnificent. That was what she needed, was to know she belonged, and know that she was loved, and actually really receive it, physically receive it, and lovingly receive it, from others. And that was what her heart was craving. Maybe when she was growing up, I don't know her personal story, and who knows, maybe her mom was just stressed out, or super busy, or working a lot, or who knows, or father, that she more probably with the receiving is more the motherly love. If you didn't get a lot of motherly love growing up, then you might have some blocks in receiving, and I think that's what probably happened with her. So, and that's another gateway that we can help people, especially with psyche, to move through, is like going through forgiveness and letting go, and then bringing in new timelines, actually creating, how would you love to believe about your mom, even though if she didn't show any of that, so then you don't think you're going to get that in your life. Well, you can actually change that too. Isn't that amazing? You can create new programs at the subconscious level to say, my mom loves me, adores me, holds me, even if she never physically did while you were growing up. Yeah, this is the gift of using your creativity and the power you have within you. That we can time travel, we can change timelines, we can upgrade ourselves in our love, and correct things, or shift things from negative to positive. Whew. So she did it in her own unique way, which was absolutely beautiful. And it was really, I was so gifted to be able to witness it. It was such preciousness. So she even helped me check in with myself, how good, or how am I doing with receiving? Because I know I was definitely raised to not ask for help, to go do everything myself, to get out there, kid, and get working, which is, I get that. That's, can help in one way, but when it goes out of balance, yeah, the issues and like resentment can build up, or just discord, and just negative dense energies. So yeah, so she helped me see that, even for my own self, to even tell a whole group like what my vulnerable needs are. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely amazing. And I know even for myself, I yeah, I'm going to allow myself to begin to do that, to just share. And pieces of that is really helpful, because then when you can recognize, especially if you feel loved in that environment, like you can feel that there's love energy and good supportive people, then how precious. If you are around people that are in their own hurts, and they're wounded in their own individual self stuff, then they may not be a great support for you. So there is a bit of a level of discernment of who you ask for supports and help from, and that also with the gift of receiving, that you can open up those channels too. Because with receiving, that is where your intuition connection is, your spirit connection. Yeah, your connection with your higher levels of yourself, your divine parts of you. Now, how neat is that, huh? That you can Yeah, that you can tap into higher aspects of you. Yes. And this is super huge because most of us may not have even touched into this yet with their lives. And if you're hearing this and the talk, then that means you're ready to. I know I didn't before Psyche. I was just living my life, doing my thing, whatever everyone kind of told me to do, and follow things along. Although I did question a lot of things, but still, it's like, all right, something's got to change here. There were some major issues happening in my life that woke me up and led me to learn Psyche. Psyche is such a beautiful tool because then I was able to dive in within my own self, areas where I was not able to receive very easily at all. A lot of it was because I didn't feel worthy, or I didn't feel that I was good enough, or that there was something wrong with me, like a sinner perspective or the victim energy. So these are the pieces that you can help yourself, because at the highest level, you are all love. You're all unconditional love in light, being here that is just choosing to experience the contrast, or choosing to experience the diversity, or other things different than just everything being in amazingness, bliss all the time. So because it's really neat, because when you actually do have the contrast, and then when you can wake up again, or return back to your love, return back to who you are, it's even more potent. It's even more joyful, and that's the precious gift. It's like, wow, because you did experience the opposites. You have something to compare to. You have something to appreciate even more, to have that compassion for yourself and for others. So, oh, absolutely beautiful, beautifulness. All right. So, with the receiving, other pieces with receiving, sometimes it can seem a bit chaotic. Because the receiving part of you, the feminine part of you, does love change. It's spontaneous and free. It's like interconnected with everything. It's this whole container of beingness, of love, of openness. And it's sometimes, maybe people might even say, a little flighty, or a little woohoo up there in the clouds, right? Come on down to earth, get real, get into a reality check. Okay. Well, that's just an aspect. It's the feminine part of you, and it's actually a very precious part. It's a part that has a huge creativity piece. You get to use your level of imagination. Yes. When you can slow down, when you can receive the love of who you are with every breath that you take, and let yourself vibrate in that love, vibrate in the remembrance of, like, knowing who you are. I am. Say, I am the I am presence, which is amazing to be that the divine incarnate, just like the sun ray of the sun. Yes, this is you. This is you. So with that part, see what aspects in the feminine aspects part of you are ready for an upgrade, are ready to welcome that openness, that spontaneity, that freedom to let yourself be independent, let yourself stand strong in the power of who you are, and making the choices of whatever you would love to do, or be, or experience, from your heart center, from your intuition, from your knowingness, instead of from your mind. Because many of us got programmed to run from our minds, or to lead from our minds. And when we lead from our minds, it's just a way of creating things, but yet it's not our true essence. It's actually, like, can be the opposite of our true essence. We just start creating all kinds of interesting, funky things, which is really amazing. Like, we can make up anything in our minds. We can create anything, and sometimes they can be real distortions, and we don't even realize it. So check in with yourself about that. And ask yourself, what would be helpful for you to believe, so that you can live from your heart, and allow your feminine energy to be free and spontaneous. Absolutely. Today we're talking about receiving and giving, oneness in action and flow. Yeah, of how we can allow ourselves to be more open with receiving and more open with giving, so that it comes from our heart center. It comes from our essence of love. And so, because it actually, when this happens, you will feel like you are living in paradise. That your life is just like, wow, it's awesome. It's a harmony, it's synchronicities, it's flow. It's like, yes, this is how life is meant to be. Ooh, beautiful. Absolutely. And we welcome you for that. So we were just talking about the receiving side of us, the feminine side of us. So now let's jump over and start talking about the masculine side of us. Yes, that's the giving part of us. So the masculine part of us, which is really amazing that we have, and the two are meant to work together. That's the key, in a beautiful dance. So with the masculine, with the giving, is with the giving is that we are meant to share. We're meant to share our gifts. We're meant to serve. With the masculine side of us, that is the part of us that likes our individual aspect of ourself, our uniqueness, our own separate self from others. Okay. And it is a bit of an illusion of separation. And yet we know, like, I have my body, you have your body. And so we can say, yes, we are different. We are separate. So that can work, especially in the third dimension. And the other pieces with the masculine is that it does like to have structure. It likes to build. It loves the control and uh, control, and it loves to have order. Yeah, it likes to have order. And so these are really great pieces because, like, if you can see, like, let's say you want to build a building, then how beautiful if you can have an architect and engineers, right, that can actually design it, they can create it, they can structure it, and then you actually put the pieces together to actually have the form, the structure. So the masculine part would be the giving part too, is actually putting it into action, going and doing action steps, having the focus. So focus is also another very important piece with the masculine. It's a great gift. We actually are only meant to focus in on 1 to 3 things at a time. One is ideal, actually, and that's the gift when you can live in the present moment, live in the now moment, and just focusing on one thing. Most of us don't. Most of us are scattered and we're running all over and our mind's going 100 different directions. A lot of that's because we're running on fear, and with fear can create that bit of disconnect, and with the disconnect then we can get scrambled and have a lot on our minds, or a lot of thoughts running, a lot of things happening. So the gift is when the masculine and feminine can unite and come together, so that the masculine can come in and help assist with the focus, with the groundedness, with the rootedness, the physical parts of you, to be fully in your body. That's a big one. I know even for myself, I used as a coping mechanism leaving, so I wasn't even in my body. How amazing is that? That it's nice that I have, with the use of Psych K, have felt safe enough to come and be in my body, live in my body, feel all those emotions. Yeah, right. The receiving part of us is the emotional side, with your feelings and your emotions, your energy, emotion. The masculine part of us is the logical side of us. So it's your thoughts, it's your ideas, it's your conclusions. It's coming up with, you hear something and then understanding it to be able to conceptualize it, to be able to help you in reason. Reason is beautiful. Reason, when you can reason things, when you can grasp, feeling comfortable with an with what something means, and having it be purposeful and meaningful for you. That can be your next step to leap you up into your love, because right after reason is your love energy and the higher vibrations. So how neat when you can connect in your mind, especially with the masculine energy of your focus and order, some control, some structure, organizing. So then we can actually accomplish things, right? Like, how nice is that when we can actually get things done? So you can set up your year, you can set up your schedule, you can set up, allow the feminine part of you, the receiving part of you, to receive the dreams, the imagination, the dressing up, the having things be beautiful. So, like, with the architect building the building, they can do all the structure part, the masculine side, and the feminine part will come in to help put up the beautiful pictures and the plants, and having those creations where people can get together and connect and be together. So this is the gift when the two start really working together. So you can allow yourself, with your masculine part, check in to see how you're doing with that. Are you getting too scattered where you're having a hard time focusing, or you aren't able to get organized, or having some type of a order or a structure or a template for yourself to move through your day and live your life? And it's okay if you're not. It just they're just, maybe for some reason you're being pulled more into your receiving side or your feminine side of you. With Psych K, you can actually insert in a new goal, a new way of being for yourself. And so you can ask yourself, all right, well, how would I rather be? What would I love to have? And that's huge to say. It's easy for me to be organized. If you're not a person that's organized very easily, wow, and how neat is that? Once you have that program running at the subconscious level, you'll be amazed at how you'll begin to start taking steps to become more organized. And that's the gift, is when you can have these programs running at the subconscious level and change anything that's not working for you right now, so that you can bring in that balance of the masculine, feminine, the receiving and giving, to accentuate maybe more of the masculine if you aren't experiencing those things right now. that you get to have both. That's what's so beautiful, especially that we're moving into the unity consciousness. The fifth dimensional construct here is that's the unity consciousness is the feminine and the masculine are one, where there really isn't much of a difference anymore. They actually are so working so well together that they become a oneness, a flow. Kind of like, I guess, when blue and red come together, it becomes a purple. And so that's pretty much when the masculine and feminine are in that oneness. So we're meant to do that within ourselves, the masculine part within us and the feminine part within us. And identify those areas where we feel like we're out of balance, where we feel like we're not doing those things. That's the key. That's where that self-improvement comes in, the self-development and self-responsibility. Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay if you are out of balance or things aren't working well in some area, because we're on a journey here. We're here to experience. And if it didn't work well, okay, so you had that experience for that contrast. And right when you are ready to step in and let's have more of the aspects of the masculine fully coming up, you'll feel more powerful. You'll feel grounded. You'll feel that you can create anything in a very good, easy way, structured way. How nice is that, right? And then you can bring in the feminine with the receiving part, so that the two can start really having fun. That's a big one. That's why we talk about change your funk to fun. Is that bring in the humor, bring in the fun, bring in that joy. Those are the higher energies, the higher dimensions that we're all being called into, and we welcome you into that. Because if you are experiencing the dense energies, and that might be limiting your ability to give. Let's say you're at a point where you just don't have any energy. Maybe you are just so tired, like that one woman was, and you just don't have any motivation. You're almost giving up. Okay, those are just aspects that are happening within you. Those are just parts of you that are showing those parts to you. And the gift is you can change those parts. That's the amazing part. Love on those parts. Maybe if you're tired, maybe you have been doing too much, and maybe it's time to take a break, a rest, and actually slow down with the feminine. And the masculine loves to speed up a bit and get things done and get focusing and execute, get things done. It's awesome, which is great. And we aren't meant to just be going, doing, or even over giving. I know for myself, I was definitely an overgiver, and I just didn't even know any other way. I was just programmed by that from my parents and my upbringing of sacrificing and of, rescuing, serving, helping so much that I actually didn't give myself much time. And so there would be parts like where I had health issues, and I had more stress related issues with my health, and then also even just strains in relationships and even in finances. And a lot of that was just because I was out of balance and going way too far in the giving of over giving. A lot of times with over giving is because there's pieces within our own self that are craving it, but we don't know how to help our own self. So it's, hey, well, at least I can go help somebody else, right? Which actually is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. We can help people. That is a good thing to do. And the biggest call out is that begin with yourself. Put that mask on yourself first. Open up time. That's a big one. Allow yourself to edge in the time to do things that bring you joy. Do things that show the love of who you are. Maybe look up or recognize and open up some time just to see what are your good traits. What have you been doing good in your life? You can write them down. Give yourself, a little kudos on that and say, yes, what? I am doing the best I can. I know we lots of ways that we can grow and learn. Absolutely. And we can improve at any moment. When we return to love, everything changes. And when we have the courage and the willingness to say, I'm going to make some changes within myself, then things begin to change. Ooh, how nice. So you can slow down the overgiving if you're overgiving, and then just kind of back off a little. That means learning to say no, learning to have boundaries. Yeah, that's a big one. And with Psych-K, it helps greatly. I've worked a lot with myself with that, and others, many others too, to say it's okay. I give myself permission to say no. I only say yes to the things that move me, that feel good, that are good for me and good for others. Right. So otherwise, we can get sucked down into shame and guilt and worry and fears, and then having to do things because of that, because of the shame or the guilt, the worries or the fears. And those are just dense illusion, distorted energies of the love of who we are. So if you can recognize that, especially if you notice someone else shaming you or blaming you or throwing things at you, okay, then just notice you have aspects within your own self that's ready to heal, that's ready to awaken, that's ready to forgive, meaning opening your heart to receive. Yeah. And begin to give again. And this time giving from your heart, giving from your true essence of who you are. Yeah. Sometimes giving is by taking a break, by stepping away, by some of your own alone time for yourself. You start giving things to help your own self so you can be filled up and let the overflow happen naturally. And that's the beautiful part, when the giving and the receiving becomes a natural, harmonious flow. It's because you're full, you're whole. You recognize the feminine parts of you and the masculine parts of you that allow those two parts work together. Yeah. So if you get too much in the controlling and order and all that, then okay, allow yourself to do something new now. Like, let your house get a little bit messy, maybe, or go out and go do something fun instead of having a strict like schedule all the time. If you're one that has a strict schedule or just has to do things, change it up. Change is one of the biggest gifts you can give yourself. That's part of the receiving part of you. I just say, all right, you know what? I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to change a bit. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. And with the overgiving, if you don't have the energy, or you're just getting too tired, or you're definitely out of balance with that, one, definitely slow down. That's a big one. So just let yourself have a break. Maybe take a day off of work, or sleep in one day, and yeah, just let yourself do nothing and be okay with that. It's actually super huge. And then it's really nice to begin to move again and do it in a new way. It may be as simple as just giving a smile to somebody, when you're at the store, when you're running an errand, do an act of kindness. Maybe pay for, if you're in a fast food, line, maybe you pay for the person behind you or something. Just begin to give from your love. Begin because you can. If you have concerns about, scarcity or not having enough, sometimes just giving a little bit can change things. Because when you can start letting things flow again and be open to receive, you'll be amazed before you know it. Things start coming your way too, just naturally. And that's what we're meant to do. Is we're meant to check in with ourselves. We're meant to see, how are we doing? If things are going really well, absolutely celebrate that, enjoy that, ride that baby. That's for sure. Ride that, and ride that really good. And then there'll be times where there's going to have goofiness. We're going to have funkiness. Life is meant to be like that. Because we're meant to continue to experience, continue to grow, and we're called to our highest levels here. You are so being called to your highest level. Allow yourself to receive and give in the oneness that you are. That there isn't a polarity of this or this. You actually can do both. You can give and receive even at the same time. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And let yourself play with this. I mean, this is what the whole great part is that you get to experiment. You get a new day every day. Wake up with your eyes in the morning. Welcome the day. Say, you know what? Today's going to be a new day. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to allow myself to receive more, and I'm going to allow myself to freely give easily. And begin to notice this dance of the giving and the receiving. And it's of your love. All that you ever do give is your love. Yes. And then receive your love back in all that you share. Today we're talking about receiving and giving. Oneness in action and flow. Yeah. And learning how to let our masculine, feminine energies within us dance and flow in a oneness, so we may or more easily open up to receiving, open up our heart and our mind to receive all the love that's here, all the abundance that's here. There's so much goodness here on earth. There really is. And depending on what you were raised in or what you experience to the level of that, allow yourself to open up, to just let it be a new challenge for you. Let it be a new wonder, a discovery for you of how much goodness and love and amazingness that you can receive in each day. And as you receive it, allow it to soak into every cell of your body, every aspect of you in a level of gratitude. Because when you can receive from love, uh, in the level of gratitude and appreciation, it naturally will flow right back out of you in the natural giving that you do, in the words that you say, in the actions that you take, in the thoughts that you have. And this is the gift of living that receiving and that giving way of being, so that you may share your gifts, may focus in on, why are you here? What is the reason that you're here? And start beginning to create, what you're meant to be doing, to share your gifts, to give from yourself in such beautiful, loving ways. And then also receiving, because as you give, you're going to receive abundantly the love. Because when you help make a difference in people's lives, and help contribute and help do your part, it is absolutely life-changing, and we welcome you for that. So in order to be able to do this, it would be really great if you actually had a tool like Psyche to help assist you. So Psyche is a beautiful process that you can do for yourself. We welcome you to come to a 3-day workshop. The first workshop is called the Basic Psyche Workshop. I'm one of the certified Psyche instructors that teach them. And then when you come, you're going to literally learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind. You're going to identify the areas that are challenging you, blocking you, limiting you, or your negative self-talk, and change those, reverse those, bring those up into the positive ones. How do you want things to be in your new way? And you're literally going to learn how to communicate with your subconscious mind so it understands you very effectively. And then you use this tool process to literally upgrade your subconscious mind within minutes. Yeah. And you'll begin to feel better. You'll begin to have more of a openness and a wholeness perspective. I know we've had people and these the workshops, right? I mean, they've quit smoking. They've helped improve their relationships, or maybe they needed to leave a relationship and they found their personal power to be able to do that. They've helped them with their health issues, to have their bodies return back to the harmony, their self-healing mechanisms. And even financially, if they had issues with money, that they can help change that. You can pick the areas that you want to work with yourself, and that's the gift. It all comes down to your readiness. Are you ready to step in and take those action steps, to move forward, to have the self-responsibility to actually have a tool like Psyche that can greatly help you, and you can help assist others? So coming to the Basic in-person workshop, you actually work with others, and then you learn how to work with yourself. I'm going to be teaching a workshop coming here in actually the end of May 31st to June 2nd in Israel. I'm going to be flying to Israel with another instructor, Sabine. So anyone across the world hearing this, if you're around Israel, go to my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. 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 You can click contact us and just ask about that. The psyche.com website has the link for the Israel workshop. All the rest of the workshops will be on my website, igniteandhealyourlife.com. So I will be in Michigan in June, teaching June 23rd to the 25th in Metro Detroit area. So anyone in the Midwest or people that want to fly into Detroit, we welcome you there. And in July, I'll be going to Boise, Idaho. So that'll be I guess that's the northern west part of the country. Boise, Idaho, July 21st to the 23rd. And then back to the Midwest, the first weekend of August 4th to the 6th is Louisville, Kentucky. We'll be having a workshop there. Yay. And in July, the end of July, I also will be offering an online workshop. You can check that out. So if you want to stay in the comforts of your home, we also do offer them online. You begin to just work with yourself with the first online workshop, and then they have a level 2 that you can go to if you want to work with others. So that's also another option for you. Some people may choose that. You get to choose if you would like to be in person and work with others, or you just want to begin with yourself. Absolutely. In September, I'll be in Toronto, Florida, and Berkeley, California. So in those areas, if those work out for you, pick the right one for you. And that's the key here. Isn't that awesome? Absolutely. So we welcome you. We invite you, and I do private sessions. So if you just want to do one-on-ones, you can also check on my website for that and get a private session if you want to directly just have me help assist you with making these changes so that you can receive and give abundantly. You are so meant to do this. And your life is here waiting for you in such bliss and amazingness. I am Mary Mazur, and this is Change Your Funk to Fun. Have a beautiful day. Aho.